an emergency.
Turned about 5 years ago into a boutique hotel. Now the bridge we're going to be going underneath here is called the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. This bridge is a double-decker bridge. We have 37 bridges on our river. When I say double-decker, it means automobile and pedestrian traffic in both cases here. And then what happens is the third bridge in Paris, which we try to do things to make the building look, the city look a little bit more like Paris. Now, if you will look over to your left, we have what is known as the Chicago Tribune. This was the corporate headquarters. About 5 years ago, it was converted to luxury condominiums. The building is modeled after the Moulins Cathedral in Belgium and the Rouen Cathedral in France. The glass building fire. The brown building right here, this is the Hyatt Regency Hotel, East and West Tower, the largest hotel in Chicago with 2,019 rooms. It's joined by an underground walk, part of our river walk, which you're going to see more of later on our tour. Now, one of the things that I want to do is talk about Lee helped us to build the Panama Canal. When it opened on January, but you can see Navy Pier. Now, Navy Pier, now they're closed again, unfortunately. But here's what I want you to notice. It is the only building east of Lakeshore Drive. Now, if we were out on the lake, I could point this out to you, but we have 26 miles of parks along our lakefront, and they're all green space. And the reason this building was built, the land was there, they were under construction when the zoning board passed a law that said no buildings, put an animation museum up. We thought about it, and then we thought, well, if we allowed him to do it, everybody else would allow it, so we finally decided not to allow it. I know he's building it in Los Angeles. This is going to be the DuSable Park when it's finished. There will be a walkway under here, and then to your right, you're going to see a new construction site. This was to be the site of the Chicago Spire. What happened? Well, the developer from Ireland went bankrupt. In 2007, we were in a recession in this country, so the land sat. But just about looking for a venue for a large anniversary, wedding, etc. Check this place out. Their ball building with the gold ball up there, that is the Hotel Intercontinental. Now see the little parapet sticking up? That was supposed to be for glimpse to land. But after the Hindenburg disaster in 1937, the buildings in the Beaux-Arts tradition and the architects were Graham Anderson, Probst, and White. But the Wrigleys came here to sell soap. Nobody liked their product. So they developed a new product called chewing gum during the World's Columbian Exposition. Juicy fruit, Wrigley's, I'm sure some of you have heard of the gum. To the right, the blue building here, this is Trump International, the Trump building. On your right, we have a building by the great German architect Mies van der Rohe. He came here from the Bauhaus School in Dessau, Germany. His philosophy, less is more. It's evident the only architectural ornamentation are the thin idings. Originally built for the IBM Corporation, he designed what is known as, these are sometimes referred to as our corn cob buildings, okay? They're actually poured concrete apartments around a central elevator core. We're sleeping. The Transformers. If you watch television and saw Chicago PD, Chicago Med, just by Bruce Graham, he's with Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, 1987. This is home to the American Bar Association. This building is home to 250 lawyers. And of course, the RPM Seafood, one of the better seafood restaurants in town. To the right now, you're going to see a large red warehouse. This is called the Reed Murdoch Center. If you were on this river about 120 years ago, people, you would have seen one warehouse after another, in which we have now identified 77 varieties of marine life. On your right, the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. Second only to the Pentagon, one of the largest buildings ever built in America. The merchandise mart covers a 5-acre footprint. It is 4.2 million square feet of space. There are 500 showrooms for the wholesale furniture industry, 8 miles of corridors. It's an Art Deco building, you know that, but as hired by Montgomery Ward, you got a pair of roller skates, not fancy shoe skates, but the ones that clip on your shoes, and you had to fly through the building filling orders. No different than what that is, it comes. Now if you look to the right, there's a little inlet there. That inlet was created when we went ahead and we needed bricks to rebuild our city. And what they did was to dredge that at 79. The very first permanent non-Native American residents arrived. And their names were, or his name was, Jean-Baptiste Pontusabo. Mr. DuSable, that's more bogus than anything else. That's New York journalist. We don't know how the fire started. In 1890, the United States government announces they're looking for a site for the World's Columbian Exposition. This was to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Columbus's discovery of America. Boston, New York, Baltimore, two mass stamper systems. These are the South, the rollers colored by going to the north. Getcham Partners, that's only about 2 years old. Another award-winning engineering building, this is 100 North Riverside Plaza. My first comment, I wish they would wash the building. Look at the one on the left, how clean it is. I'll talk about it later on. This one, we used to burn fossil fuel, but the building is 2 North Riverside Plaza, and it's an Art Deco building, the first public plaza to steel frame. But more important is this little black building coming up right here with the cross bracing. If you should walk down Michigan Avenue to the John Hancock building, you will see the same cross bracing on that building. Same architects, Bruce Graham. That was business number 1 at the 20th century. The second one, lumber, was from Pakistan. And then in addition to that particular building, see the white antenna? Well, if we could count those, it would be considered the tallest building in America. And the American Institute of Architects tells us that we cannot count those because they're not permanent. People, I saw this building going up. They're there, they've been there since the beginning. The building, Sears moved out in 1991 to Rolling Meadows and then United Airlines, which has their hub here in Chicago. The building is made up of 9 75-foot boxes that are bundled together called tubular construction. Now, as we go underneath the bridge, you're going to see a building coming up here to eliminate the pressure on our electrical grid system. So as a result of that, we don't have brownouts in Chicago. The building with the pyramid top right there with the sculpture piece, the box and the one to the left. I don't know how many of you saw the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but this was the building that they used for Ferris Bueller's father's office. This is the terminus of our Riverwalk, which opened about maybe 6-7 years ago. The Riverwalk, you can start here, it's 1.3 miles all the way to get to Lake Michigan. You'll notice there's a ramp right here. That was for the disabled. It's a little steep. I think if you let your wheelchair go, it would probably hit the bottom at about 70 miles an hour. Now, do you see the big black box that's there? That has 36 cameras in it. And tonight,